This video discusses the got it questions from section 4-6. Now grab a different color pen and make any corrections that you need to from your got it questions. Now in this question and the next one, we're doing a proof. And we're given that angle PRS and angle RPQ are right angles, which means we have two right triangles, which means we can use the hypotenuse leg theorem, which is what this section is all about. We also know that SP and QR are congruent. So my first statement is my given, angle PRS and angle PRQ are right angles. And SP is congruent to QR. The reason is it's given. All right, now this one that I'm given, is it a hypotenuse or is it a leg? Well, since it's the longest side, it's the hypotenuse. So I need to find a leg that is congruent between the two triangles. And the one that's congruent is the one they have in common by the reflexive property. Again, it's a really powerful tool that we have when two triangles share a side, that we can say that side's congruent to itself by the reflexive property. All right, so now that we have the side congruent to itself, we have hypotenuse and a leg. My next statement is to say that the triangles are congruent. PRS is congruent to triangle RPQ by the hypotenuse leg theorem. Okay, and that's really it. The next question is another proof, and I'll start with the given. CD is congruent to EA, and AD is the perpendicular bisector of CE. Okay. Now, before I begin analyzing this and how I'm going to go about proving it, I first want to think about what the given means. Now, I know what it means for CD to be congruent to EA. Okay, it's also drawn in our diagram. But what does it mean for AD to be the perpendicular bisector of CE? Okay, it means two things. One is that it's perpendicular. So I can say the angle ABE and angle CBD are right angles. Okay, now that step may not be needed. I'd be okay if that step wasn't there, but I think it's really good if we're going to use the hypotenuse leg theorem to say that we have right triangles, that we have right angles. Okay, the second thing we know about perpendicular bisectors is that it bisects. Okay, so it cuts CE perfectly in half, and it also means that CB is congruent to BE. Okay, that's the most important part of this this proof, and the critical part of that proof is that CB is congruent to BE. And the reason is definition of perpendicular bisector. Okay, so now that I have right triangles and I have a hypotenuse and a leg that are congruent, I can now say that the triangles are congruent. And the reason is the hypotenuse leg theorem. And that's it.